F, be prepared to provide first aid for aquatic life injuries. Definitely. And G, touch only dead stinging organisms. No.
See an enemy.
No.
Ooh, that looks fun.
Only the Pokemon.
Well, there you go. So A and G, definitely not. Everything else, though, okay?
Anemone.
All right, number 10.
Anemone.
I got an answer.
Is spearfishing, does anybody ever do that?
Well, in Lake Pleasant, you can spearfish for striper bass, but you got to have a permit.
Okay.
Okay. Only stripers, though. Yeah, people spearfish all the time.
Like
Not on scuba, though.
Oh, not,
No,
that's
not on scuba. Free diving.
Okay.
It's like a
20 meters.
Free diving. Hold your breath. Breath hold diving.
Okay. So you can't snorkel and spearfish.
Free divers usually have a snorkel on.
I'm sorry, you can't scuba.
No, not usually.
Unless you want to hit someone.
Because that makes it
Not fair.
not fair.
It's not fair to begin with. I mean,
I don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to call the girl card. I don't like it. I think that the fish are beautiful, and I don't want to kill my coworkers. So.
But what if they're delicious?
I don't even eat lobster anymore.
But
Just because I looked at them for years, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
why do I want to eat my coworkers? I don't think so. But I'll eat shrimp. I don't care about them. Lobster, I have a problem with. I don't know.
Shrimp are just kind of there.
Yeah, exactly. They're just frozen in the frozen food section. I'm okay with that. I got no. All right. Did that answer your question? Okay, cool. 10. My buddy and I accidentally find ourselves in a rip current. Yikes! There are no special local procedures, so we follow the generally recommended action of D. Yeah. Inflate our BCDs and swim parallel to shore because we want to get out of that rip current. Swim out of the rip current and then in.
I was caught in the rip current and the dude was yelling at me. I was like, "What do you want me to do?" He's like, "I'm like, oh, okay." Because I was trying to swim forward and it was like sucking me back. I was like,
yeah, swim out of it.
Yeah, it was scary. And my legs hurt so bad.
Underside's
like
pulling you out, and the
sucking.
top side's is not moving, so the underside's
So it looks like
pulling
it's
out.
normal, but then it starts sucking you under the water.
It's usually a canyon or something. There might be a couple of sandbars and then it's deeper water. So that water's going to go in and then be sucked out faster in that deeper crevice and you're going to be pulled in. And no bueno, you don't want to do it. So swim out, swim parallel to shore to get out of that current and then swim in. So yeah, if you're beach diving like off California, you definitely need to know those kind of things.
And you can see
They
the
usually
sand,
have
and usually
signs.
visibility's low too.
Yeah, visibility's low. Boat diving's awesome.
And the lifeguards always know where the rip currents are.
They can see it because they're up above and they can see where it's
Right.
like swerving.
And they put little flags out there. Yeah. All right. 11. Depending on my location, tides can cause significant changes to depth, currents, and visibility. Or they might not have any effect hardly at all. Yeah, that's true. There are places like Rocky Point where when the tide goes out, it goes out half a mile or more. But when I've been in Grand Cayman, the tide pool changes about yay much because they have a cutout. Sunset House has actually cut out a pool from the coral, the island. So it's really cool if the waters are rough, you swim into the sea pool and then you can get out of the water real easy because it's all protected. It's awesome. All right. 12. When boarding a dive boat, the dive master asked me to fill my name in on a roll call sheet. The reason for this is make sure you pay
A, B, C, and D.
to check your certification number.
Yeah.
No. To show you have a buddy. No. To make sure that everybody's back on the boat after the dive. Yes.
It's not something.
Yeah. They'll call roll after everybody's back on the boat after the dive to make sure everybody's on the boat so they don't have an episode of open water and you bobbing out in the ocean. Okay.
Yeah, that's my worst fear, getting straight out in the ocean. No, thank you.
Don't be that guy on the dive boat and they won't leave you.
I'll be the first one on there.
Just saying.
That guy.
Don't be that guy.
Where'd that one guy go?
Well, maybe he's in the head. We can go. Pull up anchor. We'll go.
He's in the bathroom, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. There you go.
That's what she said.
All right. Number 13, my best entry is usually from a dive boat. My
Giant
best
Giant
entry,
strike.
Giant strike.
huh?
The easiest one.
The easiest one. There's gonna be some littler boats that you're not gonna have a swim step off the back of to be able to do a giant stride. You're actually gonna have to sit up on the side, tuck, and roll out.
Ooh, that looks cool.
It's kind of fun.
Tuck and roll.
And I've rolled too far and I've ended up underneath the boat. And I'm like, tuck on it. Because you're doing a backward somersault. It's okay, you got air, right? No big deal. You go, wow, that's cool under here. It's quiet.
One of those
Tuck and roll.
words that-
Tuck and roll. You tuck, and you hold the back of your head so you don't crack it on your first stage on your tank when you roll backwards.
Oh.
So you tuck and do a backward somersault off the boat. Tuck and roll. Not the kind that you do upholstery work.
You don't even know what
You know.
it is.
Never mind. Wrong. All right.
This is exactly what I thought of when you said you ended up under the boat.
What?
This question, 14.
Number 14?
Oh,
The propeller? I should stay well away from the propeller,
yeah.
even when the motor's not running? Yeah. Because you might bump your head on it. What if there's a swell and the boat starts to kind of move up and down in the water and you're right underneath it? Bonk. You get a bumped with a boat on your head, that might not be so good. So yeah, you want to stay, so number 14 is true. You want to stay away from the propeller. You don't want to hurt yourself. Okay? We're okay so far? Yeah? Everybody following along? Good. 15. My buddy and I are diving from a boat in a mild to moderate current. There's a line from the back of the boat where we'll enter, and it leads to the mooring line at the front of the boat. The purpose of the line leading to the mooring line is D, to let us pull ourselves to the mooring line. So imagine there's a boat, here's the back of the boat behind me, and there's a line that goes from the back of the boat all the way up to the bow in the water, okay? It's at the surface though. There's current, so they want you to be able to save all of your air, so when you go down that mooring line and go see that really cool wreck on the bottom, you haven't sucked all your air, huffing and puffing to get to the mooring line at the front of the boat. So great, stay on your snorkel, hold on to the line, pull yourself up to the mooring line. Now pull yourself along to save your air in your tank, and then grab the mooring line and descend. So you're saving your air in your tank.
What's a mooring line? Is that?
A mooring line, it's a rope that usually is anchored into the bottom of the ocean,
So it's okay.
and it's got a float on it, and boats can then tie off of it, and rather than throwing an anchor
Okay.
and destroying the corals. So, gosh, you're not going to see mooring lines usually in Cozumel. There are mooring lines that I've seen in like the Bahamas or Grand Cayman, something like that, and they're just trying to save the reef. So they'll actually plant them.
Oh, so they're like already there.
They're already there.
Okay.
Somebody
Yeah.
planted some
Somebody-
concrete.
Concrete
Really-
something and then put a
Okay,
They
big,
destroyed a little bit of reef once.
right, instead of destroying a whole lot of reef every
All the
time a boat
time.
comes in. Yeah, and
Okay,
so then
that
it's a
makes
big old
sense.
piece of rope with a, in poorer countries, it might just be a gallon
Container. of
container, milk container that is the actual mooring ball.
What?
I have
If
seen
it
that.
works, I mean, I don't know.
It's like, okay, you know what? It works. I've seen a 2-liter Coke bottle as a mooring buoy. Like, okay, it works. All right, we're on 15?
Something about Utah Lake.
Huh?
We're on 16 now.
We're on 16 now? Good. My buddy and I surface, and the boat's nowhere. There's no float. And
Somewhere.
we're somewhere,
It is
but there's nothing around us. There's no float, there's no boat, there's no land, there's no thing.
Uh-oh.
What do we
That's
do?
when I'd start freaking out.
So, should we deploy our surface signaling device and stay together
That sounds good.
and inflate our BCDs? Yeah. Because remember, we filled our name in on that roster. They're going to get back to the dock and they're going to go, yikes, where's Jack? Oh no.
We left him
They're
again?
gonna, yeah, they left him again.
He just
So,
soiled himself.
They're gonna go out
Did he
and
do it on
look for
purpose
those
this time?
divers, and they're gonna look for that surface signaling buoy. Okay, or safety sausage is what we call them.
Safety sausage?
So training that expands and develops my skills in preventing and managing problems include B, C, and D. The PADI Rescue Diver course, the Emergency Oxygen Provider course, and Emergency First Response Primary and Secondary Care. So that's first aid, AED, stuff like that.
There's a lot of like sub-courses.
Sub-courses,
Scuba, it
what?
sounds like,
Specialties?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot more
it's
you can
not just
learn.
like beginner, intermediate, advanced. I mean, there's,
You like branch
There's
off.
oodles and oodles. There's
Noodles.
all kinds of stuff you can learn. But if you wanted to just say, you know what, I just want the core courses, you've got open water, beginner. You've got advanced open water, which is a little bit advanced. You've got rescue diver, which is, I want to be able to, if something goes sideways with one of these young men, I want to have the skill and the ability to help them. And then you can go on to different specialties and stuff like that. Yeah, you can learn a lot of stuff. Just depends on what you want to do with it. Or you can just go, you know what, I'm good with open water. I don't need anything else. Okay, that's cool too.
18 sounds like a trick question.
What? Number 18?
Yeah, which one would you do first?
Oh,
I would
Okay,
say
you're already
relax.
at the
I would say the
surface,
first thing to
so
do is
it's
just
like-
relax.
so it's A.
more buoyant urine.
Make yourself buoyant, inflate your BCD. So at the surface, you have a problem. If you've not already done so, the first thing you want to do is inflate your BCD. So as new divers, this is going to be foreign and different and new to you. So you're used to hopping in the pool, going swimming. You come up from being underwater as a swimmer and you float, right?
No.
You guys all have been in a swimming pool, right? All right, so you can float pretty easy. Well, everybody's looking at me like, okay, and then, so that's just normal. We just automatically are bobbing at the surface. Well, as a diver, you've got a jacket on, and that jacket has a bunch of lead in it, and that lead helps you to descend when you've got wetsuit and whatnot on it. So when you come up from a dive, if there's no air in your BCD, now you're trying to keep your body at the surface and the lead that you have in your BCD that helps you to descend, and you start to struggle, and that tends to get a little stressful, and then you're going to swallow some water, and then you're going to get a little scared, and then you're going to end up being a panic diver. So to not have all of that start to happen, as soon as your little peepers come out of the water, psh, fill that BCD up with air. So you might hear me if I'm the one in the pool with you. I know that Steve will be in the pool, but if I'm in the pool also, it's going to be diver, inflate. Inflate your BCD, diver, because I am a mother hen and I apologize in advance. I worry. You may be going, yeah, I was just fixing to press the button. Okay, good. I just want to make sure that you stay at the surface. That makes me happy. Okay? I'm a mom. I worry.
If you were for some reason out of air or is there a manual?
Yeah.
You can blow air into
can
your
blow into it.
BCD.
You
Even
can
if you're
So
and
you
it's not
can-
working, you can
right,
always
you
manually.
can blow in. So you can push the deflate button that's at the end, and that opens the valve, and you can actually, it looks like there's a mouthpiece at the end.
Or pull the red
That
tabs
is-
at the bottom.
No, that's on the airplane.
Smarty pants.
That's the joke.
Put down the strap.
There's no red tabs, dude. Well, actually, that would be your weight pockets, so that would help you to float too. Yes, you answered a really great question there. All right,
Okay.
so we know that 18 then is A. 19, a diver at the surface begins to struggle. He has wide, unseeing eyes, and he's pushed his mask off his face. His BCD isn't inflated, and he doesn't inflate it when the dive master says, inflate your BCD, diver, inflate. This diver is